I really want to do a book ban. Like, I don't want to buy any more books. I want to read what I have already, but I just never followed through with it. Like, ooh. You know, there's a certain endorphin you get from buying books, you know? And I sometimes crave that. So hi everybody, welcome to my channel, Merely Layla. My name is Layla. If you're watching this, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys all the books I've gotten over the past few months and a couple of other non-book stuff. I don't want this video to be too long because I hate editing. Editing is the bane of my existence. So I'm going to try doing it really fast. So we'll just get started right away. Ooh, if I can find it. So for the first thing that I got is this Squishmallow. My mom gave it to me. What's the name? These things have names, right? So this just says Ravenclaw Raven. I'm not in Ravenclaw, my house is Slytherin, but it's still cute, super squishy and soft, and I've just had it chilling on my other bookshelf here that you guys can't see. Oh, okay. Next I got this book. It's called A Short History of Nearly Everything by Bill Bryson. I'm not much of a nonfiction reader, but I want to diversify my reading a lot, especially this year. The problem with that is I'm a mood reader and it never works out. I usually always end up sticking to what I'm comfortable with, which, you know, kind of limits the types of books I end up reading. So I want to change that. But yeah, so here it is. I thought it was interesting. Next, I have this The Women in Me by Britney Spears. My sister gave me this. Again, I'm not a nonfiction reader, but I told her I'd give it a try, so it's here. I'm not sure when I'll read it, but it'll happen eventually. Okay, so now I have Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. Last year, my goal was to read more classical literature, and I did read a few, but not as much as I would like, and I want to continue giving it a try this year as well. I grabbed this one. I saw it yesterday at Goodwill, but apparently this is like one of the best love stories told ever. Apparently, I don't know anything about it, but I'm willing to give it a try and read it. Next, I have this one. It's called Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I think that's how you say her last name. I've been seeing this book everywhere. On TikTok, on Instagram, on BookTube, everywhere. And I want to see if it's worth the hype. Yesterday, I was at Goodwill returning some stuff and donating some things. And I browsed through the book section. And the one that I go to is actually really good. They always have a lot of, popular books that have been donated. So I found this and I'm happy, and it's actually in a really good condition. It looks like they just bought it and then it doesn't even look like it's been read, so really good condition. Next I have The Long Game by Elena Armas. The only book I've read from this author is The Spanish Love Deception, back in like 2020, I think. That's like when it went like super crazy on TikTok. And I remember reading it and like I liked it, but I didn't love it. I really didn't see the hype in it. As for this one, like I've already started it. I think I'm on page 163 or something like that, or 106 or something. I'm still in the early stages, and it's like, in my opinion, loads better. Loads and loads and loads and loads better than The Spanish Love Deception. It's funnier, the characters are more endearing, especially the side characters. So I'm hoping to finish this actually by today or tomorrow. So I'm gonna put that aside over here. Oh, actually I'll put it right over here. Okay. I also got Rock Bottom Girl by Lucy Score, so I guess another Lucy Score book. I don't remember when I got this, but it's been sitting in my shelf for a bit. I think I got this because the premise sounded interesting enough for me to want to read it. Plus it's romance, so yeah. A lot of these books I don't have any plans on reading right away, but I just collected them and they've just been sitting on my bookshelf, you know. Next I got Little Women. I actually have never read Little Women in my life. I've seen the movies, like a few of the adaptations. The most recent one with Emma Stone in it. Is it Emma Stone? Emma Watson in it. And then I don't know, there was another one that I remember watching. Yeah, so one of my goals for this year is actually to read this. I got this from a vintage store in Scottsdale. And obviously it's not like a old edition or copy of Little Women, but I saw it and I bought it. Yeah. Okay. Next I have Back in a Spell by Lana Harper. I think I got this from Target or from Costco or from, I honestly don't remember. It's been on my bookshelf for months. But yeah, here it is. I think when I bought this, I was in a really like witchy mood. I'm not over my witchy phase yet, but yeah, I got it then and I didn't read it when I bought it. So it's just been sitting on my bookshelf. Alright, I got this one yesterday. It's called Someone Like You by Sarah Dessen. I used to read a lot of Sarah Dessen books when I was in high school, so this was purely out of nostalgia. It's a bit of damage on it, but that's okay, you know. Maybe I should do like a reread of all her books that I read in high school. I just remember really liking, like, because she writes romance, so I remember really liking them, and I remember like a lot of her books making me cry as well. So, yeah. Okay, next I have The Highland Fling by Megan Quinn. I don't remember when I got this. I've had it for a while. It's just been sitting on my bookshelf. I have DNF'd so many Megan Quinn books, like a lot. So I'm not sure why I ended up buying this. But I'm gonna read it just because of the premise of the story. You know, I too want to move to Scotland and live a simple, stress-free life, you know, and meet a hot Scottish man. Anyways, I'm gonna give this a fair try. I will finish it. I'm not gonna DNF. I'm gonna finish it when I read it. So there's that. Next up I have The Thinking Woman's Guide to Real Magic by Emily Croy Baker. I actually have already read this and I actually really, really liked it. I think I rated it a 3 on Goodreads, but it was more of a 2.5, 3, like in between that. To me, 3 is a solid read, so this is a solid book. From what I've read, the closest thing I can compare this book to is like Stardust by Neil Gaiman, Narnia, A Discovery of Witches. Yeah. So if you're like into that smutty Faye Akatar style fantasy book, you're not gonna like this because it's pretty dry. But overall, I really, really, really like this. I want to read more books like this where like a modern day girl like travels, or person, it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be a girl, travels back in time to like a world, like a medieval world full of magic and like mythical creatures. I think that's pretty fun. If you know a book like that, let me know. Okay, so for the next few books, I am gonna be eating up my words. Just because I've said in the past that I had no interest in ever reading a book from this author, and yet here I am reading a book from this author, or multiple books from this author. So first up, A Court of Thorn and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. So I read this book back in 2019 or early 2020, and I remember liking it, but I remember reading A Court of Mist and Fury, the second book, and I think I ended up DNFing it. I'm not sure, but I'm rereading this book right now, and I literally do not remember anything in these books, so it feels like it's a first time read. My initial hesitation for not wanting to read from this author was just because of all the discourse that was going on with her and her beliefs and like her treatment of POC characters. It just really was making me uncomfortable. But this year, you know what? I don't want to be I'm trying not to be too harsh with a lot of things, or not too closed off on a lot of things. Like for instance, I read Harry Potter still, but I don't like the author. I don't support her views. I don't particularly care for her, but I still enjoy the books she's written. So I'm trying to kind of take, I guess, that perspective on this author as well. And I know it's going to be a tricky subject, and some people are not going to be happy about it. But you know what? I want to read it. I'm in a fantasy mood, romance mood. I want fairies and whatnot, and you know, this book is going to give it to me. So yeah, I'm going to read it. I bought the whole series except for one book, I think. Okay, so here's A Court of Mist and Fury. And then, you guys, oh my god. And then I also have A Court of Wings and Ruin. I think that's the third book. And then I'm missing the fourth book. I think that's like a blue one. I don't know what it's called. Like A Court of Starlight and something. I don't remember. And then this is the last book, I think. It's called A Court of Silver Flames. And then on top of that, I also bought, because everybody is like going crazy about Crescent City on Instagram, and TikTok, I bought them. So you can say I was heavily influenced by these two apps. But yeah, here's Crescent City, and then I also have House of Sky and Breath. And then the third one just came out. I don't have the third one. I'm actually not going to be touching these books until I'm done with ACOTAR. I have no intentions of reading A Throne of Glass, I think. Is that the first series she wrote? I don't know. I have no interest in reading it because I remember reading it and not liking it, and I did not finish that book either. So if I end up really enjoying ACOTAR, then maybe I'll make myself, you know, read it again, but it's not guaranteed. Also, again, I'm a mood reader, and yeah, it's a problem. Okay, next up I have, just dropping stuff here. I have The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I started this last month, but then I ended up, I didn't read it because, I don't know, this is really daunting. And usually, like, I don't mind finishing a long book so long as I'm in the state of mind or in the frame of mind for it, and I'm honestly not in the frame of mind to be reading this ginormous book. So I'm not sure when I'll read it, but I will read it eventually. Okay, and then let's see. I don't remember if I posted something about this. I think maybe I made a short on it. Fantastic. This book is so good. So freaking good. I bought it from, I think Changing Hands, which is another bookstore near me. Yeah. This is really good. This is, honestly, like, I've been in a reading slump like crazy, and I still kind of am, but this has, like, revamped my love for reading. So obviously I went and bought Iron Flame as well. I've read it. Fantastic. Love it. Can't wait for book 3. I'm actually really sad. I wish I'd waited to buy these because, so when I bought both of these from Changing Hands, and I wanted the sprayed edges. Obviously, these don't have them. But then when I went to the Poisoned Pen in Scottsdale, I actually ended up seeing the sprayed edged versions of these books. But I'm so sad. I wish I would have checked them out before I bought them. But you know, it's too late. I already bought them, so it's fine. It's a book. Maybe eventually I'll order like a special edition of both of them, but until that happens, I'm content with what I have. So yeah, there's also like a bunch of other books that I have gotten that are already in my bookshelves that I don't feel like taking out and showing you guys, but there's a few others that I ended up buying. I really want to do a book ban. Like, I don't want to buy any more books. I want to read what I have already, but I just never followed through with it. Like, ooh. You know, there's a certain endorphin you get from buying books, you know? And I sometimes crave that. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's what I got. Let me know if you guys have read any of these, and yeah, if you did read any of these and you want to tell me how you liked it, you could do that in the comment section. So, okay, that is all. Adios. Bye.